Bird Up! Hello guys and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode we're taking a look at Bird Up. Again, this time in Theme Chronicle. If you don't know, Bird Up is my favorite deck of all time. This deck is a deck that synergizes around Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast, and more specifically that last one, Wing Beast monsters. By utilizing the Lyrilusc monsters alongside the Tri-Brigade monsters, you gain access to very powerful endboard boss monsters, such as things like Simorph and Shurag normally. However, in Theme Chronicle, some of the pieces specifically for the Tri-Brigade half of the engine are banned. Most notably, things like Revolt, as well as Shurag, which is two very, very important cards to the combo. However, not only that, but also the Assembled Nightingale, which is one of the best pieces to close out games and to keep yourself in them, as well in Lyrilusc, is also banned. However, they didn't get everything. Because as previously mentioned, we still have access to Simorph. If you haven't read this card, first and foremost, it gives target protection to itself as well as everything it points to, which is probably one of the most useful things. Sorry, not everything. Winged Beasts. Which is probably one of the most useful things that it does. However, on top of that, during the end phase, it special summons a Winged Beast equal to the level of unused spell and trap card zones on the field, which is generally why what you are going to use to summon out the Apex Avian, which is just an Omni Negate. It's just an Omni Negate, it bounces itself back, but an untargetable Omni Negate as well, which is very useful. On top of that, we also have, it also has the ability to do that repeatedly at the point of every, or at the end of every end phase, which means if there are enough empty zones, you can continually summon back the Apex Avian, and you could also potentially summon any of your other monsters. So, that's generally the plan, is summon that guy, which is very, very powerful. That is pretty much it for the concept of the deck. Let's go into the card by card and start with the explanation for the Theme Chronicle. So, we're starting off with the Lyriluscs. These are our main combo pieces. All of the Lyriluscs have an effect where they are when they are attached to a Wind Xyz monster, minus Warbler for some reason. I don't know why. They have some sort of effect. Generally, this is the one that doesn't. That being said, they're all very powerful. Cobalt Sparrow, when summoned, searches a level 1 Winged Beast, which includes things like Nerval or DD Crow, which is very solid. Specifically special summoned. Sapphire Swallow can reveal itself in order to special summon another level 1 Winged Beast. We have Turquoise Warbler, which can special summon itself if there are no other monsters on field. And then on special summon from hand, you can special summon a Lyrilusc from hand or grave, which is very useful. You can pair this alongside Bird Call, which can search a different Lyrilusc and then special summon it, meaning even if you have a monster on field, you could still special summon the Turquoise Warbler from hand. Then we have the Celeste Wagtail, which is similar in nature to Cobalt, where it allows you to search out a spell trap. The only spell we're playing is Bird Call. It's just the best one. You just search a guy and then special a guy of a different name. Very useful. However, it can also attach itself from, or while it's in grave, to an Xyz monster, which is nice. Then Barrel Canary locks you into Xyz by reborning a guy and then special summoning itself. So you target a guy in grave, reborn, and then special summon this guy as well. All of these are fairly useful. The most notable thing, though, is that Cobalt Sparrow, maybe not the most notable, but one of the most notable things is that Cobalt Sparrow provides target protection for your Wind Xyz monsters that use this as material, which is very nice because that means target protection for all of these. And with Sky Striker being as popular as it is, having additional target protection is very useful. As for the Tri-Brigades, we are playing 3 Nerval because it is a level 1 Winged Beast monster, which is very nice. On top of that, if it is sent to the graveyard, it can search another Tri-Brigade monster. And on top of that, all of the Tri-Brigades have the effect to banish any number of Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast in order to special summon the associated Link number Link monster from the extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Again, in that Tri-type Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast. So if you banish 3, you can summon things like Simorph or Rugal, etc. Very useful. On top of that, we are also playing 1 Karos, which can pitch a card to special summon itself. We have 1 Kit, which if sent to the graveyard, sends another Tri-Brigade. And then we are playing 3 Fractal. Fractal has the ability to send a level 3 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast from deck to grave, including things like the Nerval and Kit, but most notably, things like the Lyriluscs, Cobalt Sparrow, Celeste Wagtail, etc., which means you can pair it alongside things like your Barrel Canary or your Turquoise Warbler to get the Lyrilusc half of your engine online as well. And then we are also playing one Tenki in order to search out the Fractal. As for, we're also playing 2 bricks, like pseudo bricks. They're searchable and or like pseudo bricks with the Apex Avian as well as the DD Crow. DD Crow is searchable. It's also not terrible, just generally, but you can search it because it's a level 1 winged beast, so you can search it off of Recital, you can search it off of Cobalt. Make sense? Makes sense. As for the spell traps, we are playing 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 1-for-1, a Dark Ruler No More, and a Triple Tactics Talents. And all of those are in service of our Triple Tactics Thrust, because playing a bunch of hand traps is not necessarily great in this metagame, and you don't really have a whole lot of space for a ton of hand traps, so I think Board Breakers are arguably a bit better in this deck, so that's why we're playing all of these. And because Droplet fits so very well in this deck, being able to send cards to the graveyard is very nice, and it's a very solid card generally. We're also playing the 3 Droplet. We're also playing 3 Droll. It's just kind of mandatory in this format because of Sky Striker and because of 6 Sam. That's pretty much it. That's it for the 40 card deck. We are also playing a nice extra deck. We are playing 2 Recital, 2 Starling, 2 Ensemble Blue. To be fair, you technically only need 1 if you really want to, but alas, you can play 2. If you don't know, Recital just searches a level 1 winged beast. It also has the ability to boost a monster when it's Exi summoned, which is kind of nice. And on top of that, if this Exi summoned card would take battle damage, it also inflicts it to the opponent. So, if you attack into like a defense position monster, you can make your opponent take a whole bunch of damage. You may see that in one of the replays. We're also playing 2 Promenade Thrush. If you don't know what this card does, it spins a spell trap, which is pretty nice. And at the start of the damage step, you can boost another one of your monsters. Generally, you would use this with the monster that attacks directly, but you can't because it's banned. And then Ensemble Blue bounces a special summoned monster equal, or however many times a monster is summoned. Or by detaching a material. So, however many material it has. As for the links, we are playing in Anima, just because we have a lot of level 1s, might as well. We're also playing in Almirage as a way to send things like Nerval and Kit to the grave. We're also playing Lightheart, which is pretty solid as well, because Lightheart allows us to just like banish one guy in order to get a Beast Warrior or Winged Beast, in this case a Beast Warrior, onto our field, which means like if you go, you know, Fractal, and it gets ashed, you can then, like, normal summon a guy, and then banish, and then you get 2 winged beasts, or 2 of the tri-types, which can then go into something like a Ferrigite or what have you. So, it's fairly useful. We're playing 2 Ferrigite as well, just because it's one of the options that we have available to us. We're also playing 3 different Link 3s. We're playing Doom Eagle, which just shuffles a guy from grave into the deck, which is nice. We have Samorph, which we talked about earlier. We have Rugal, which reborns a Tri-Brigade. And then we are also playing 1 Avramax, because he's Avramax. That's pretty much it. That's going to be it. Let's hop into the replays and show you how this deck performed. Alright, so here we are going second, and honestly, I mean, this could be worse. We did draw the Turquoise Warbler alongside Cobalt Sparrow, but my opponent is playing Eldritch. Let's see what they can accomplish here. They're going to go for the Eldritch here. They're going to send to the graveyard one of their Paleos in order to send the Conquistador that they set. Now they're going to go for the Eldritch in order to special summon itself back to the field, as well as sending the Golden Land. So they're going to go first Eldland here and send the Golden Land in the Guardian here. They're going to banish 2 in order to set up their Eldritch cards. Eldlixirs, that's what they're called. So they're going to set a Sanguine, and then they're also going to set what was this one? Black Awakening. Right. So, they don't really have anything, but alas, well, I'll just show you. We don't really have a great way to deal with Eldritch. He's just big, right? So it's not exactly like an easy out. However, we're going to start off here by special summoning multiple guys, and then specifically using the Cobalt Sparrow, which gives target protection, as previously mentioned, and the Nerval in order to go into the Promenade Thrush. We search out Sapphire Swallow, which can special summon Nerval, so that's why we did that. Anyway, we're going to target the Scarlet Sanguine, to just kind of like force it out, and out comes the Leancolia as well. Cool. Yeah, lots of guys. Not really too surprising. Realistically, what I should have done is targeted this one because it shuffles it. So we could have just, like, shuffled away the additional Reborn. So, there's that. Anyway, Kairos comes out, and we are going to then Summon into Recital Starling, specifically putting it in attack position. We're going to activate the effect of boosting up our what was it? Anyway, at this point, we're going to go for the Recital Starling to grab up the Barrel Canary, and now we can go for Kairos. Kairos is going to pitch Nerval. We're going to banish 2 in order to special summon out our Ferrigite. Ferrigite is just going to be linked off into Samorph to give us targeting protection and be used later. However, we do draw into the Fractal, which is pretty nice follow-up. But at this point, we are just going to go for the Barrel Canary, summoning out the Sapphire Swallow, and then go into our Recital Starling. Sapphire Swallow, when it is used as Xe material, can attach another one of our Lyrilusc monsters from grave to the Xe monster, and because this monster's boost accounts for the material attached to it, you can go Chainlink 1, first effect, Chainlink 2, second effect of the Sapphire Swallow, in order to boost an additional 300 points, which does matter from time to time. But this allows us to make a very big Samorph. So there's that, and now we're going to add the DD Crow, and we are going to just walk into this defense position monster, burning them for just enough for us to not die and for them to die. We're on 600, they're on 0. Good game. Nice pay 8, feel great. Gotta love it. Alright, that is what our deck does going second. Let's see what it does going first. Ignore the Ultimate Slayer in our hand. We're going to start off once again with the Cobalt the Turquoise into Cobalt, and we're going to grab up that Sapphire Swallow. This is generally what we want to see. Here we're going to go for the Recital. Recital is going to detach to grab up the Nerval, and then we are going to use the Sapphire to summon out the Nerval. We're going to link 2 into the Ferrigite. Ferrigite is then going to be used, Nerval is going to search out the Fractal, and we're going to special summon that Fractal. Fractal is going to banish 3 in order to summon out the Doom Eagle. If you're wondering why Doom Eagle in particular, it's because it's a Link 3, and it's a winged beast, which means it's targeted, protected. It's also big and shuffles like monsters. It's okay, but mostly it's just like a guy that we can summon here, because we're just going to link off into Samorph. If you don't know, Samorph requires a winged beast, just in general, and any other monster, so that's why we linked off the other guy. Anyway, we're going to draw and put a card back. At this point, we're going to send the Celeste Wagtail. Now we're going to go into the Ensemble Blue off of the effect of Barrel Canary. So from here, we get to attach a guy off of the Sapphire Swallow, and then we also get to attach off of the Celeste Wagtail. So we now have a format Sapphire or Ensemble Blue, which gives us quite a lot of oomph, because this is basically for special summoned monster bounces, which is very powerful, alongside all of this being untargetable and having the Apex Avian. And then we also have Droll as well. Let's see what my opponent is doing. First and foremost, they are going to reveal that they are on Sky Striker. They're going to send the triple attack. They're going to activate the effect of their Engage, sending it to the graveyard for the Linkage, which is promptly going to be bounced back off of the effect there. And we're going to activate Droll, which they see that and go, oh, yeah, I can't do anything here. Good game. And that is true. Good game. Alright, here we are once again going second. However, we did draw Droplet, so let's see what we can accomplish here. The rest of this hand is like, okay at best, but, well, let's just see what our opponent does with 6am. Woo! Take a nap. Take a sleep. Sit there. Or maybe be viscerally angry as you watch someone play this deck maybe about as poorly as they probably could. You could also do that. Yeah, that's all. Just, I feel like I don't need to explain what's happening here, but basically my opponent has fucked up the combo so much that yeah, I don't know what the plan is here. I think they just don't know. Yeah, no, that's it. I don't know why this was the last guy that they summoned. This should have been the first guy they summoned. But yeah, alas, they also didn't even summon the Shogun Shien, which would have been very nice, because we're going to go for the 1-for-1, pitching a guy, which they are going to promptly elect to negate off of the Shien, and then I'm going to Droplet to negate the only 2 cards that they have that interact with us. But alas, we still get to go for the Cobalt Sparrow. They're also going to elect to actually activate the effect, and I think at this point they're just low on time. Like, I genuinely do believe that. Anyway, it's fine. We're going to go with the Recital Starling. We're going to boost up one of our opponent's monsters because it's funny. And then we're going to go and grab our Celeste Wagtail. Here, we're going to grab up a Fractal off of the Nerval. We're going to link 2 into the Ferrigite. We're going to activate the Ferrigite in order to special summon that Celeste Wagtail to grab up Bird Call, which we have yet to use. And of course, out comes Samorph. We're going to draw a card and put back the Fractal because This allows us to actually use the Sapphire Swallow while still keeping the Barrel Canary in hand. So now we're going to go for the Recital Starling, putting it in attack position and specifically boosting up our Samorph. We're also going to attach another guy off of that effect of the Sapphire Swallow. Here we're going to grab DD Crow, then we're going to go for the Barrel Canary. We're going to go Barrel Canary to grab up the Turquoise. It doesn't really matter because, again, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's because I misplayed and didn't use the, oh, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. No, yeah. I was supposed to detach the Sapphire Swallow there to put an additional material onto the Promenade. But alas, I didn't. But it's fine for the most part. So we're just going to go to combat at this point with the Promenade and the Samorph to walk over the two monsters that actually do anything, and then we can go with the Promenade to shuffle back the trap here and summon out the Apex Avian. At this point, the game is pretty much over. There's not really anything they could realistically do because they messed up the combo so unbelievably terribly. But alas, good game. Alright, we're back with the deck, and honestly, this deck is still super fun to play. I really do enjoy some more Apex Avian shenanigans. It's very nice, it's very fun, and it's so rare that I have the opportunity to actually do this, because it's banned in the TCG for some reason, which is very silly in my mind. But also, I just really enjoy a lot of the small interactions that this deck does have, right? Things like the Promenade Thrush being able to boost during damage step, the effect of the Recital Starling to burn the opponent, basically. If you take the damage, it's very fun. Lots of stuff like that is just very fun and synergistic, and it's nice. It's not really doing anything too powerful or too crazy, especially without the Ensemble. Sorry, no, the Assembled Nightingale. I always forget their names. Without the Assembled Nightingale, it doesn't really do a ton, but it is very fun to play, and I still thoroughly enjoy it. And it's not, like, terrible because of how many Sky Striker players there are. It's like, yeah, you can just, you know, sit on an untargetable field. Most of the time, that is what I'm making, is just, like, an untargetable field so that they don't have a way to really interact with me, which is very funny. So, there you go. That's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, I like it very much appreciated, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.